Hi guys, this is Mrs. Murphy from the Upton Town Library. Today's video is for our tweens and teens, and it's a book craft. It goes right along with our theme of libraries that we've had for the month of April. In April, we have Library Appreciation Week, so what better way than to celebrate libraries than to turn it into a whole month of celebration. Today's craft, you can see behind me, it's hanging right here. It's a book page bunting, and if you look closely, I made it with my name, so it says Mrs. Murphy. So today I'm going to show you how to make a book page bunting. So the first thing you need to find is an old book. I know it's terrible, we're going to use a book to make a craft, but sometimes we have books that we don't mind doing that with. If you don't have an old book you can use, newspaper would be a great alternative. You can always use colored construction paper. It won't be a book craft, but it'll be the same type of project. So here with me, I have some book pages that I've cut up. Really, it's up to you what size bunting you want to make. The one behind me are about 3 inches big. So I have a piece of paper from a book here. This is probably about 5 by 8. And you can cut it into any size you like. I cut them in half. So I'm using half pieces to do that. And then from there, I also cut them into small pieces as well. So let me show you how I did that. First, you're going to take any size piece of paper you like, and you'll fold it in half. And then what I did is just eyeballing it. You can always use a paper cutter if you want to be more precise, but I'm going to use it like that, cut it right in half, and I'm going to trim it a little more around the edges to make it just the size I want. You want to make sure as you're doing these that they are pretty much the same size so that your bunting will look consistent going all the way across like I did. So you'll end up with a piece of paper like this. It's folded because when you're making the bunting, you're going to want to put your string up in here. I'll show you what I used in a bit. So right now I have some pre-made pieces. You can make pieces that look like this. This one's a little fancier. Do something like this or something like this. So I'm going to tilt my screen down so you can see a little bit better how to put the project together and see a little bit more about how the pieces look. All right. So I'm going to just take my pieces here in front of me so you can see. These are the ones I showed you so you can see how they open up. And in front of me I also have a piece of ribbon. This is just regular curling ribbon you can buy at the store, something like Walmart or even probably at the dollar store. I cut myself a strip about 1 yard long. You can always leave it on the roll and cut as you go along, which is how I did this one to make sure that it was going to be the right length. So first thing you need to decide is what are you going to put on your flags on the bunting? Are you going to put a name? Are you going to put pictures? It's really up to you. So right now I'm going to just do some lines quickly to make some letters. See if you can guess what I'm going to be writing. Okay. So maybe this is one I'll put in the library somewhere near my desk. Now, once you have those, and they're pretty much the same size, you can use all one design. You can mix and match. It's up to you. You're going to have your ribbon and your flags. So I would suggest gluing on one side of the flag, placing your ribbon inside near the top where it folds. I like to leave a little on the outside edge so that this is where you can tape it or use a tack to hang it. And we'll do the next one. And be sure to leave a little space between each letter. You don't want them too close. You want it to, otherwise it just looks like a sign. So that's about maybe 1/2 inch. Do the A. This one I don't think I'm even going to glue the little bits at the bottom. I think they'll probably tear. So we'll do like that. That looks about the same distance here and here. Doesn't have to be perfect. And my last flag. One thing you want to make sure of is if you're using curling ribbon like this, that the ribbon lays flat the entire way so that it's not twisting. You could use string, you could use yarn. I'm going to put this up so we can see. So here's our flags. Here are our flags on our bunting. Looks like this one's a little crooked, so maybe we'll fix it. Fix it a little better. There we go. Now I'll just trim one end to make it equal. And we have it. Our book page bunting. Now if you have a name that has two words, or you want to do your first name and last name, you can see up here I left a space with a blank flag, which kind of gives you a space marker. Otherwise, this is what you'll come up with. So there's room for creativity, adding designs, colors. You could maybe trace around the edges of each flag with a marker, give it a little color pop. But that's a fun book craft you can make. See you next time.